Greetings, the Hijabi Gamer here, and just another quick video because people have been asking me about, well, my Xbox One controller and why I tend to favor, one of the big reasons why I favor Xbox over PlayStation is because of my controller. So I don't use the regular Xbox One controller, I use the Razer controller. It's called the Razer Wolverine Ultimate Edition. It's a wired controller, but if you've seen my previous video with my gaming setup, I am sitting next to my consoles all the time anyway, so it makes no difference for me. Now, you can switch out the D-pad. It comes with one of those, like, circular D-pads, but on Xbox, you really don't use the D-pad, especially in stuff like Destiny. So I just keep this D-pad, but that's not the reason why I like to use it so much. So, on the top, you have two buttons here, and you can reprogram them to anything. So I tend to have this set for sprint, L3, because I hate pushing L3 when I'm trying to run around in the tower and stuff. And the other one I always set for jump, because, that's what hunters do. We jump, we sprint and jump, we run and jump. So that's why I love these two buttons. They're just so easy to reach. They're much easier than back buttons. Though this controller does have 4 back buttons as well, that you can reprogram to anything you want. I don't use these as much as these two, but I do program them as like reload and stuff like that. It alternates per game. In addition, this controller has trigger stops, and having used trigger stops now for several years, I actually don't know how people play games without trigger stops. So it only has 2, but this is without the trigger stop, so, regular full push. And then this is with the trigger stop. So like when I use my DualSense, my PS5 controller, or I have a controller for the Switch, it's like, wow, the draw length is so hard to get used to. What's also really nice is you can reprogram the buttons on the fly. I had a PlayStation 4 controller that you had to reprogram it on. You had to plug it into a PC. This has buttons here that allows you to reprogram it. So you just push the button. Now it's wired and I don't have it plugged in, so I can't do it right now. But you push one button, then you push the button you want to program. You could do it while you play. So it's so easy to do. So let's say I switch from Destiny 2 to Doom Eternal and want to change out the buttons. You can also have, I think, 2 settings saved. So this is why I love this controller. I wish they made one like it they make something similar for PlayStation 4, which is the Razer. Those I had to super glue on. They're Ghost. What are they called again? Control Freaks. It has 2 triggers on the back, trigger stops, and the mandatory. Every Razer controller seems to have these 2 buttons on the top. And again, you can reprogram it on the fly. I don't use this one as much simply because PlayStation came out with the back buttons, which are really easy to use. So you have 2 back buttons. But I'm so used to trigger stops that it's so hard to get used to going back to without trigger stops. I have spoken with someone from Sony, and they're saying that it's very likely we'll be getting back buttons for the PS5 controller. I hope so. Now, this one is harder to find, whereas the Razer one, originally I had to get it from Amazon, but lately I've noticed that Best Buy also sells it. It's, I think full price is about $150, but you can get it, I've seen it as low as like $110. Like I said, it's wired, that's why it's cheaper. But it's just, it also has, like, Razer has a whole year warranty, so my experience with Razer has been mixed when it comes to their customer service, but this is why this controller works. So, it also comes with a case and a nice braided cable, and it works both on the Xbox, as you can see, the Xbox Phoenix, and the Xbox One. So, yeah, those are my, that's my Xbox One controller. Anyway, I also use it on PC sometimes, so, because it works on PC and Xbox. Anyway, this is one of the reasons why I love Xbox so much. That plus it's so much easier to stream on Xbox. It is so much easier. I need to get a special cable to use my capture card on PlayStation. But it's because of this controller. Nintendo has something similar. Now it's Power A. So this is my Nintendo Switch controller. It's got buttons on the back. And it's and this one is wireless. But it's Power A, it's not Razer. I remember hearing at one point Razer was coming out with possibly a Switch controller, but never heard anything after. So, anyway, that's my Razer controller. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the tower. I'll be using this controller.